So. The PR man strikes again. Marcus PR Ashford has released a statement, or released a, it is a statement, really. Not a statement, but it is a statement. Do you know what I mean? A statement's usually a couple words. I imagine this is a couple hundred lines. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be a few paragraphs. Going to be just PR, brand envelope, bruv, matrix, all that bollocks, all that jazz, bruv. It's gonna be like that, innit? We know what we're getting with Rashford, bruv. At least we know what we're getting with him. Do you know what I mean? I just want to start this off by saying I love Rashford. He's my favourite football player of all time. He's unreal. I think Ballon d'Or 2025. Here we come. Do you know what I mean? And I think when we get our new manager, new players around, I think he'll be the next Ronaldinho. Yay! No. In reality, I have a love-hate relationship with Marcus Rashford. Sometimes I do actually like the geezer. Sometimes he's all right. He's bearable. He's never been my favourite footballer in the world. I'll admit that. He's never been my favourite footballer. I've never had emotional attachment like these fucking wrong-uns on Twitter do to him. Do you know what I mean? Because they fancy him. Yeah, and I will never, and I don't just blindly back players, and I definitely won't blindly back him. And this one seems to be, well, it's a bit weird to be honest. Like the timing of this is what was a bit weird to me, because he didn't want to release it before last night because we'd lost our last game to Fulham. Then he releases it after Nottingham Forest because he knew that we're going to get. He already knows we're going to get pammed. Yeah, and I've also seen a few statements already from this fucking thing that's pissed me off. But he already knows we're going to get panned this weekend, so he said, better release it now. But the problem is you could have waited a few more weeks at least, mate, because now we beat Forest and we're going to get panned this weekend, and then everyone's going to just come back to this, bruv. This. Yeah. Anyways, let's get into it. Let's dissect. Let's fucking land it, bruv, and let's fucking unravel all that fucking disgusting, bruv, PR. Gaslighting the fans, bruv. Let's have it right, bruv. Yeah. I know his fanboys are going to stick up for him no matter what, but I don't give a fuck. I'm the truth teller. The narrative, I will dissect it. And look, let's get into this. So, I don't normally like to respond to things said about me. It's not my nature. I'll be able to this. I am an introvert. No idea what that means. I probably should look it up. I don't even like talking about myself unless I really know. What? I don't really like talking about myself unless I really know you. So 99%, all right, I don't understand that. That doesn't really make sense. So 99% of the time I can ignore the noise, but sometimes certain lines get crossed and I can't help but want people to just understand who I am as a person. All right. First of all, mate, you're a professional footballer. We all know what your job is. We all know what you do. And when you're not landing the minerals at a big club like Man United, you get criticised just like every other player, mate. You're nothing special. You're nothing different to all the thousands of other players that play for Man United, and all your players that currently play for Man United. They all get criticised when they play bad. You're not fucking. Do you know what I mean? He's acting like he gets singled out or something, bruv. Do you know what I mean? He's acting like we just, pick a name out of the hat. Oh, this is Rashford. Oh, yeah, everyone slag him off today. No, you get criticised for playing poorly. Yeah, if you play poorly, you get criticised. Especially at a big club like this. As a Man United fan, you should know that just as much as us. But, you know what I mean? Wanker, innit? Self-entitled. I'm not trying to have a go at the media. I understand the game. You know what I mean? They're not really writing about me. It's like they're writing about this character, Marcus Rashford. It can't just be me as a 26-year-old lad on a night out or a lad getting a parking ticket. Well, no, because maybe you should have some self-awareness and realise that you're on $350,000 a week. You play for the biggest club in England and you're playing poorly. Yeah, so when you do things like go out on a night out and then miss training the next day, yeah, when you do things like get a parking ticket or do stupid things when you're driving and that, you are going to get criticised more, especially when you're playing bad. Because people can't hate on you when you're playing good. Because when you're playing good, you can afford to do them things because you can just shut them up. But you wanted to do all this, yeah, after you scored fucking goal against Tottenham, yeah. And ultimately, I don't think he's even scored since that Tottenham game. He did scored in the Wolves game. Other than that, he hasn't scored since the Wolves game. Do you know what I mean? Let's have it right. It's got to be up there. Fucking hell. It's got to be about how much my car costs. Well, that's with every footballer, mate. Pogba got hate for fucking for his haircut, mate. You know what I mean? This geezer's a lunatic. Guessing my weekly salary. Well, right. Every player at Man United gets that, mate. Every player at Man United gets based on the transfer fee and the thingy. Like, I just don't understand it, bruv. This is all Crimea River. This is giving fucking pick-me vibes. My weekly salary, my jewellery, right? I get no problem. Or even my tattoos. I've got no problem with your tattoos. I've got no problem with your jewellery. You can do whatever you want, mate. Same with your car. I don't give a shit how much your car costs. I care about what you do for my club. It's got to be my body language. Well, yeah, because if you're fucking sitting there moping around, mate, you're not the only player to ever get that, mate. You know, we've seen Martial, we've seen this, Crimea fucking River. Do you know what I mean? And questioning my morals. I don't know what morals have been questioned, mate. Because do you know what morals are? Do you know what I mean? Whatever. And speculating about my family, my football future. Yeah, because that's what every football player that is at a club that's not in a sustained position right now, which we aren't, and are going through change, which we are. And a player like you will probably be getting sold, mate. Sorry to let you know. As well as when you're also at the top level of the game, there are a lot of clubs that will want you. I know with you, you're a bit different because you're not at the top. And well, you are at the top. You're playing at the top, Premier League, Champions League, but you're not the top echelon of the players. But there's still a few clubs that will take you in a heartbeat. I know I'm not deluded. There's still a few clubs that will take an heartbeat. PSG being one of them now. Mbappe's going. Yeah. There's a tone to it that that you don't get with all footballers. Let's just leave it at that. I don't get what he means. Is he trying to make out he's being like sectioned or something like that, bruv? Like they've all just started a hate Marcus Rashford campaign because that's not the case, is it? It's not the fucking case, mate. Because I could, mate. Martial was getting blamed, right, getting slagged off. Did he even play that? It was a weekend that he didn't even play. He was on the bench or come off the bench, and he was getting slagged off, right? And you dropped a stinker. So you're not the one that gets singled out, mate. No one gets singled out anymore at this football club. Harry Maguire's got released loads of hate. We know that loads of players get hate. It's just what happens, especially when you play for the biggest club in England. Get over it, mate. Do you know what I mean? If you're not performing, you're not delivering. If you can't hack it, then don't be at this club. End of story. I think some of it goes back to the pandemic. I was just trying to use my voice to make sure kids weren't going hungry. Oh, here comes the PR man. He's gonna really go there. He's gonna really go there. He thinks they're hating on this. Marcus Rashford is saying the media are hating on him right now. This is what I'm getting from this thing because it started from the fact he helped kids get food. All right, mate. Because I'm sure if you were banging in loads of goals and performing well, I'm sure the media really, really would be getting onto you. Like, they would be actually slating you. I'm sure they would. I'm sure they fucking would. Do you know what I mean? Fucking idiot. Right. Because I know exactly how it feels for some reason. That seemed to rub a certain person the wrong way, certain people the wrong way. No, it didn't. But maybe it did. But I don't know. It seems like they've been waiting for me to have a human moment so they can point the finger out and say, see who he really is. Don't know what that means. Is a human moment like having 3 good months on 300 grand a week playing for the biggest club in England. 3 good months in 3 years, mate. That's literally what you've had. That ain't a human moment. You're a professional footballer. You're not doing your job to the best level that we know you can. You're not trying the hardest. End of, mate. Listen, I'm not a perfect person when I make it. This is the first bit I said. This is the first bit I saw. I'm not a perfect person. When I make a mistake, I'll be the first one to put my hand up and say that I need to do better. But if you question my commitment to Manchester United, that's when I have to speak up. It's like somebody questioning my entire identity and everything I stand for as a man. I grew up here. I have played for this club since I was a boy. My family turned down life-changing money to do when I was a kid so I could wear this badge. Well, yeah, and now you're on life-changing money. Well, even more life-changing money, I presume. I don't think your parents would be getting offered 350 grand a week, mate. They want to talk about my cars. Imagine being 5, 6 years old and taking 4 different buses across towns to get training at the cliff. That's not an exaggeration. I was my mum. Somebody had to take it, mate. All right, right. You defer. What? All right, cool. But I don't get your point. I don't really know where he's going with this. Had to take off work to go with me because nobody had a car in our family. No one even had a license. In them early days, it was 2 buses in town. Then we had to walk through the city to get to the other bus out of town to get to Salford. Even in the pouring rain, nothing really good to eat. Training for hours. My mum sat there waiting for me, not knowing a thing about football, just doing it out of love. Then the same back home, just to chase my dream of playing for United. And that's not me moaning, not at all. I loved every second of it. You know what's the first thing they told us when we got to the cliff? Express yourself. Tony Whelan. Still to this day, some of the best advice I ever got in football. Express yourself. People will actually think I'm weird when I start talking about what United means to me, because if you're not me, then I'm sure it almost sounds fake. But you have to understand, when I was young, playing for United was everything. It was out of reach for us. It was hard to get there. And even harder when I was young. They used to have a 5-a-side tournaments all over Manchester where every player had to pay £1 to get in. It was for all ages. You had kids playing almost against grown men. I'd always be asking my mum for £1 because if you won the whole tournament, your whole team got the prize money. It was just about enough for a ticket to Old Trafford. We were so young, but we actually won it a few times. To me, just being there was like, this is his story. This is all heartfelt. I get it. We get it. You're a United fan. But that's where this is going to come back to bite you. And let me tell you why it's going to come back to bite you, because you're going to see. Yeah, I'm about to land it, bruv. Yeah, I ain't into this. This ain't making my heart fucking do fucking flip flaps, bruv. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. To me, there was just being there was it's this PR, mate. Honestly, it makes me feel sick, doesn't it? It was everything. We used to stay until everyone had gone, until the stadium was nearly empty, just looking around, listening. Old Trafford really has this sound to it. It's like a surround sound echo, and it's so calming to me. For a kid who moved around a lot, it always felt like my home. When something inside you is like that, it's just inside you. Nobody put it there. When I was about 10 or 11 years old, I was getting a lot of attention, and we had all kinds of agents and clubs trying to pass things to the family. United still hadn't signed me for a scholarship, and people were offering all those kind of things. A few clubs offered a life-changing money. We'll buy the family a home. We'll put the car in your garage. We'll change your family's life. At the time, my mum was working as a cashier at Ladbrokes. My brother was working for the AA. They had every right to tell me just take the deal. But they knew my dreams was to play for United, so they never ever pressured me. I don't know how many people will know this. I actually played 2 academy games for that one club to see how I liked it. I remember walking out the dressing room, seeing my mum and my brothers, and they just asked me, "What do you want? Do you want to stay or go?" This must be Man City or something, or Liverpool. I don't know. It must be a club in the area. I don't know. I said I want to go back to United. That was it. We got back on the bus. We bet everything on ourselves, all our chips. Looking back on it now, seeing how the amazing young players never made it in the team, it was a huge risk. But for me, it was the only choice. I remember around that time we had a family meeting, and I said, if we do make it to play United someday, I want to be able to look at you all in the eyes and say, you've not changed. And I want you to look me in the eyes and say, I've not changed. People think that they know my family story, but they're only scratching the surface. There's a lot that people don't know because I don't feel comfortable sharing it around whilst I'm still playing. But the struggle was real. It wasn't a commercial. It wasn't a movie. People say that I'm from Wintershore. I had to move all over as a kid. I stayed everywhere. Home with my auntie, Moss Side with my nana, Chiltern with my brother for a while, Salty Avenue with Whiffington, all over. But I wouldn't change any of it, as hard as it was, because it molded me into who I am. I'll still run into guys from where I used to live, and we'll start shaking our heads and laughing. Do you remember those days, bro? If you know, you know. All right, nice one. Do you know what's crazy? This is the last bit. I'm reading this bit. You know what's crazy? I probably shouldn't even admit this, but I used to go back home during my first season with the United and play street football with my friends on my days off. That's my culture. It's still part of me. I think it's one of the reasons I made it out. If you didn't live with us, then I don't expect you to understand. Right, we're gonna. Oh, he mentions Ronaldo. Right, let's do this. Money is great, so bless him, but dreams are priceless. For me, even at 11 years old, playing for United was my only goal. I remember that around that time when I was still trying to get something. Wazza and Cristiano came to do something with all the academy lads. All right, nice one. Right, there you go. I'm reading this bit now. The other bit was all PR, bruv. I need to read about this stuff because we're running out of time. We all know that this has been a club in transition the last few seasons. Here we go. Transition. He's got a PR word out. When we are winning, you are the greatest fans in the world, and that's a fact. We need more of that old school positive energy. Play well then. The keys in what you just said. When we are winning. Well, start winning then, mate. Fucking hell. We need more of that old school. I know what that kind of atmosphere can do because it kept me going through my worst moments. Every time I walk out into that pitch, I hear the fans singing my name, or I look around at Old Trafford before kickoff, I feel the same positive energy. Yeah, there's another PR word. What's that? 3 in a paragraph. Deep down, when I look around before every kickoff, I'm still a fan. I can't get it out of my head, out of my blood. I'll never forget the first time I ever played at Anfield. I felt the atmosphere United from as Liverpool from the pitch, and I heard the whistle go and the roar of the crowd. I had so much adrenaline, but that time I got sent off in a match. I love James Milner, but I shouldn't straight at him for a few because I just had so much emotion going from me, not as a United player, but as a United fan who just happened to be out on the pitch against Liverpool. I remember coming home and telling my family, we need to get this under control right now. I need to find a way to take the fan part of me off, so I'm going to get sent off every game. I can take criticism. No, you can't. I can take any headline. Well, you've just proven you can't. From podcasts, social media, and the papers, I can take it. But if you start questioning my commitment to this club, well, of course we're going to question it, but all right. My love for football, no one's questioned your love for football. And bringing my family into it, then I simply ask you to have a bit more humanity. All right, mate, fuck, you know. Right, this is the best bit. This is the best. You know what, though? If I'm honest, a part of me doesn't mind it when people doubt me. All right? Fucking hell, thinks he's Ronaldo. When everyone is telling me they love me, I get suspicious. I know the way around the world works. I had to become a man really young, always had to rely on yourself. Whenever I've been in the darkest of places, it feels like the half the world is against me. I tend to go off by myself, a couple of days and reset. Then I'm fine. I think it goes back to me as a kid dribbling all over the street until it was dark so that I couldn't see the ball anymore. I could hear my mum shouting for me to come home. That's just me being an introvert. Again, I don't know what that means. Needing my space to reset. Other times when that hasn't worked, I found someone to talk to. Sometimes that's the best way to do it. But every single time I've been down physically or mentally, I always feel like that's when I turn it around and play my best football for United in England. I promise you the world this is the best bit. I promise you the world has not seen the best of this United squad and these players. And then this is what he says. We want to be back in the Champions League. Then we have a massive international tournament at the end of the season where we'll be back where we belong. We just have to keep working, and that starts with me. If you back me, good. If you doubt me, even better. Okay, right. Well, let's have it right at the last thing in conclusion of it, yeah? The world has not seen the best of this United squad and players. We want to be back playing in the Champions League, where we belong, right? Where we belong. Well, Marcus, maybe you and them players belong in the Champions League, belong finishing 3rd and 4th in your group and get knocked out around the 16s, yeah? But we belong to be challenging it, yeah? Man United, we belong to challenge it. We're the biggest club in England, yeah? We won it 3 times, yeah? You know that we won it 3 times. You should know that more than anyone, which is why I'm coming back to when you said, oh, no, I love Man United, all this. Well, then you would know that we are the biggest club in England and we should be striving not to just challenge, not to get to the top 4. No way. That's not fucking what we're going. If we haven't seen the best of you, Marcus, and haven't seen the best of you, why is that? Is it the manager? Why is it? Is it the players? Is it? What is it? What is it, Rashford? What is it? Genuinely, what is it, mate? End of, mate. Load of old PR waffle again, mate, from PR Rashford. Yeah? And look, if you doubt me, and at the end, if you back me, good. If you doubt me, even better. Look, we can, I mean, no one's doubting you can score goals. You've proven that, but everyone's doubting if you're good enough. I definitely doubt if you're good enough. You're not good enough for Man United. I know that for a fact. You're not good enough to win us league titles. You're not good enough to win us big trophies. You know what I mean? All right, league cups, and that's the only trophy you've won when you've been a part of the team. So, do you know what I mean? We were winning trophies before you turn up. We were. Just a fact. We won an FA Cup when he wasn't really a part of the squad. We won a Europa League again when he wasn't really part of the squad. So we were winning trophies before him. But all in all, conclusion, a bunch of PR waffle from PR Rashford. Yeah. And that last bit got me. That last bit got me. We belong in the Champions League. Well, why'd you get knocked out and finish fourth in your group then, mate? Do you know what I mean? And if you're talking about the club belongs in the Champions League. Yeah, the club does. The club belongs to be challenging for it. Not getting embarrassed in it every year, which ever since you've been playing for us, Marcus, you've been a part of some embarrassments in the league and in the Champions League. Yeah, end of. Thank you all for watching, bruv. That's my thoughts on this fucking PR Ashford geezer. Yeah, he's just a PR merchant, mate. And I can't wait for him and the others. Just get Player FC out of the club. Just get Player FC out of the club, man. Let's have it right. Thanks for watching. Peace.